Hi, my name is Frizana binti Muhammad Fakri. My metric number is 15DRM19F1033.
Hi, my name is Siti Noala binti Mat Yusni. My metric number is 15DRM19F1011.
Hi, my name is Nur Sulaiha binti Aminuddin. My metric number is 15DRM19F1039.
My name is Nurul Haslinda Natasa binti Hashim. My metric number is 15DRM19F1031.
For this video, we would like to discuss and solve the case study that are given to identify the effectiveness of retail security systems in order to reduce the storage shortage.
To start off, retail is a complete process of managing the merchandise, improving sale, make a promotion and advertisement. It includes everything from selling to buying. Then, beside every strategy in retail business, securing the business by ensure that it's good being sold to the customer in safe and secure manner and the safety of the customer. In simple words, retail security refers to the protection measure of merchandise, store and buyer as well as technique and implementation that the retailer going to adopt to ensure a more secure and safe sale or business environment.
For the case study, the owner of a franchise chain restaurant discovered that over 13,000 ringgit in deposit were accounted for. Therefore, the employer decided to hire a private investigator to investigate this matter since the employer did not want to lodge a police report due to the amount of concern by the employee and assumed that the employee stole the money because of the desperation. The private investigator then to do the job by list of the store employees who were assigned to make the deposit on the day in question.
Then, after that, the investigator interviewed 7 employees that had access to the deposit. After doing that, the investigator determined which bank employees had access to the deposit and to obtain and review the videotapes. Next, the investigator conducted background investigation into the bank employees, but the result was none of the restaurant or bank employees appeared to be a culprit.
Therefore, for this video, we will discuss about the importance of retail security system, how the money can be disappeared, how to prevent the money to be disappeared from the employee theft, and lastly, what are the employee mistakes in handling employee theft.
Question 1 is the importance of retail security system. There is many importance of retail security system such as security system can protect the store such as companies' belonging, safety and enhance security inside the store. They can also deter crimes and eventually allow employer to have peace of mind, know that the rate of crime is low. Implement retail security. The importance of retail security system is prevention. The security system found in a business is potentially a threat to criminal and can be one of the ways to prevent the store from theft or robbery in the store. Among the commonly used security system is closed-circuit television or CCTV. This CCTV should be placed in every corner of the shop so that it can record the whole area well. As happened in this case study related to the accounted 13,000 ringgit, the employer could not find the source of money loss. But if there is CCTV at the counter, the employer can look back at the footage counter at the time and the date of the incident happened. Other than that, it can also provide smooth cash handling. With the use of strict security systems such as CCTV, at the cash counter can also ensure the security of money in and out of a business. Plus, only certain people or employees on duty can access the cash counter at certain time. As in the case study, the employee could not trace the cause of the loss of money because there was no implementation of retail security system that can provide detailed data regarding the specific schedule and time of the employee working at the counter. By implementing a retail security system, it will smooth the cash handling process because without good cash handling, employer will face buy shortage, shrinkage and loss of the money due to lack of implementation of security system. Moreover, the importance of retail security system is to operate business with ease. Worrying about theft or the possibility of a break in the store can cause stress and anxiety. The presence of a security system prevents theft, which allows business owners to have peace of mind. As in the case study, where there is a shrinkage of money, the owner of this restaurant has to conduct an investigation on his employee and the bank to find out the cause of the loss of the money. Therefore, it takes a long time and interferes with the owner's time in carrying out his business activity. But if there is the use of retail security, it can facilitate the process of obtaining evidence of shrinkage of the money and can prevent criminal. Furthermore, importance of retail security system is it can minimize cash loss. With a good security system in the store, no shrinkage of goods or money will occur. Therefore, the company can reduce the loss of goods. As in the case study, the employer has to bear the loss of his company on the shrinkage of a value of his deposit by 13,000 ringgit. Therefore, the use of security system in the store is very important. Lastly, the importance of retail security system is it can reduce employee theft. Theft can not only occur from outsider, but it can also consist of among the employees of the company itself. In fact, it is easier for the employee to commit the theft because he knows the situation in the store or the right time to do it. As in the case study, the employer did not implement the retail security system that can make employee afraid of doing theft in the store.
Question 2. How the money can be disappeared? The first assumption is the money can be disappeared because of the employee involved voiding a layaway payment. It is an activity where employee void the layaway. This is accomplished in an environment of poor accountability and inadequate supervision where, for example, employees fraudulently void layaway payment. For case study, the employee of a franchise chain restaurant may void a reservation payment of a customer, which is a deposit after the customer reserve table for upcoming days with the bill of their food and drink. However, the employee may void the deposit and void the payment on the system with every time customer make a reservation that costs overall 13,000 ringgit unaccounted, and the money that the customer pay for the layaway will be taken by the employee theft. Next, the second assumption is the money can be disappeared because of the employee cancelling a layaway transaction. The employee of a franchise chain restaurant may update on the system that the customer requests to cancel the layaway, but actually, the customer are not cancelling any layaway. For example, the customer pay the layaway for the reservation and confirm it to reserve, but the employee update on the system that the customer requests to cancel. Lastly, the assumption of the money can be disappeared is because the employee forfeiting a layaway deposit. The employee of a franchise chain restaurant may forfeit the layaway deposit without any permission of employer. They will forfeit the layaway deposit and keep the money to themselves. This is one of the methods of cash theft that can affect the loss of money, like how the employer of franchise chain restaurant experienced by the deposit of 13,000 ringgit unaccounted for.
Question 3 is how to prevent money to be disappeared from the employee theft. The first one is by do a staff vetting. It is because it is important to employers to know every employee that they are hiring. A background review is an example of a vetting process for a potential employee. Once the vetting process is concluded, a well-informed hiring decision can be made. Choosing the right employee can give employers beneficial in every aspect. This can also prevent money to be disappeared for the employee theft. Second, create a robust theft policy. The employees need to know that the employers have zero tolerance when it comes to employee theft. One of the best ways to demonstrate this is by doing a robust community policy. By sharing policy to the employees regularly, it demonstrates that the employers are committed to eliminating theft from the workplace. On this case study, the owner believed that whoever did take the money are desperate. This is the example of employers tolerate with theft. Employers give the chance for the theft and assume that they are desperate. The reason of the theft is not useful as theft is still a crime even though they are desperate of money. The employees need to implement zero tolerance when it comes to theft. Other than that, employers need to develop solid relationship with employees. The relationship between employers and employee should be based on mutual respect that considers the goals that each side wants to achieve. When that respect is realized, the chances of theft behavior decrease significantly. But on this case study, the employers put too much trust and treats the employer as a family. The employee can take advantage because of how employers treat them. When they know that the employees put too much trust on them, it is easier for them to do theft without any hesitation and without the employee suspect them. In addition, require a manager approval of transaction can help to prevent money to be disappeared from the employee theft. A manager authorization of any transaction need to be authorized since employee theft can steal money via lateways involve voiding a lateway payment, cancelling a lateway transaction, and forfeiting a lateway deposit. Referring to case study, the owner of a franchise chain discovered that over 13,000 in deposit were unaccounted for. This can cause because of lack of authorization of transaction by management. Moreover, the initiative to prevent the money to be disappeared from the employee theft is by having two separate employees on the cashier counter to verify there is no theft. By doing that, employees can check one another if they have met a suspicious activity such as voiding a layaway payment and can check the shortage made by employee. By having two separate employees on cashier counter, the employee theft easily be detected and difficult for them to attempt any theft. Lastly, installing security system is the best way to prevent the money to be disappeared from the employee theft. By installing a closed-circuit television, CCTV, any suspicious activity will be recorded throughout daily operating business. The recording can be approved to lodge a police report if any theft attempt.
Question 4. What are the employer mistakes in handling employee theft? The first mistake that the employer did is the employer did not make a police report after discover that over 30,000 in deposit were unaccounted for. The employer did not want to go to the police and report the money as stolen because of the fear of the police pressing charges against one of his employees, whom he treated as family. The employer needs to launch a police report because any criminal activities such as theft that take place in the store should be reported to the police. Because whatever the crime activity is, it is still a crime and it can lead to a loss of a company. A police report about an accident where a theft is suspect. It is a starting point for the commencement of investigation. Next, the mistake that the employer did is tolerate with the theft activity and having too much empathy for employee. The employer mentioned that whoever did take the money was obviously very desperate that lead the employer concerned him enough to want to help his employee not persecute. This mistake can make the employee want to attempt more theft since the employer are very concerned about the employee. The employer should have zero tolerance when it comes to employer theft. The employee that attempt theft need to eliminate and prosecute immediately without any hesitation. Furthermore, the mistake that the employer did is launch the investigation, but keep in internal and not involving the police. The employer hire private investigator to launch an investigation. This can cost employer more money. The more time the investigator will take to finish the assignment, the more money the employer will pay. This is why hire a private investigator and keep in internal is one of the mistakes by employee in handling employee theft.
To conclude, the employee must improve in handling employee theft and did not repeat the same mistake that occurred. The employer to hold accountable for the accounted over 13,000 ringgit in deposit. The most thing the employer need to do prevent employee theft at the cash register is by require a manager approval of transaction. If the customer want to cancel their layaway, a supervisor need to key in their ID and password to proceed with the cancellation and do not give the access to the employee to handle that alone.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.